more about myself and my identity and how I feel. And I suppose just knowing that it's there.
Dare to Be Real to me is something that's like different from any other program that you would ever have.
So far my experience with Dare to Be Real has been one where I feel like I can share what's on my mind instead of like what I think other people want me to share.
Since I've been in here, I've actually opened up about talking about myself and my ethnicity.
It's not just about the blacks, the Africans, the Somalians. It's about all kinds of race. And it can be Asian, like Filipino.
A lot of people are like not comfortable with speaking about race, and I wasn't comfortable with that either.
We've done a lot of things with fears and then developing a safe space so we can release those fears.
Well, we have this like rule, I guess you could call it, like speak your truth.
Remembering when we're listening that we're showing them, yep, I hear you, and I'm not going to make this about me, but I'm going to make it about you.
You can't, speak on someone else like, well, my friend thinks, so I think that's the truth too. Like, you speak what you think.
Just basically just like told our opinions and how we feel. And we can't really do that much in this school.
We're just willing to, get our hands dirty.
You learn how to be conscious, self-conscious, and conscious of your space and surroundings.
Just hearing other students' opinions about what they think about racial equity.
I had never had those kind of conversations, being here since I was in kindergarten.
A safe space is somewhere where you know that you can trust the people in the space to respect you.
It's a space where people can come in and they can talk to each other without thinking about being called a racist or without thinking about anything, just saying what they have to say.
It allows those who don't really speak up to have an opinion, to have a voice.
People started to understand other people's backgrounds and started listening to them more and understanding where they're coming from instead of just saying like, just because based off your skin or how you act, this is how I'm going to treat you or this is what I'm going to say about you.
In a lot of classrooms, when you have discussions, you think about, like, you're constantly thinking about what am I going to say next. Dare to Be Real, it's more like it's a safe space. You don't have to worry about what people are going to think.
I want to be a part of creating that space where you can talk about experiences that you've had or something that you've seen.
They shouldn't define what's not hurtful to other groups.
Pardon the interruption. Would Diane Moore please come to the office? Would Diane Moore please come to the office right now? Thank you.
How has Dare to Be Real changed you or impacted you this year, you personally? Inside Circle, ready, go.
We went to a retreat where we were sort of all like a family. I mean, it just felt like you were a family, like we were all brothers and sisters and stuff like that.
The retreat really lets you see the other side of a lot of your classmates, and that there's something there that when you show it, it makes it easier to have those conversations about race and other hard things to talk about.
There was this one activity where we had this card game we did, which was from numbered through 1 through 10.
Everyone had to put it on their forehead and walk around with it on their forehead. You can't look at the card. Yeah, you can't look at the card. You can't tell nobody what number they have.
And anybody that had a low number, we would have to talk to like more frequently. And people had like 9, 10, or 8. We didn't really talk to as much.
The teachers got to feel how we actually felt.
And the activity kind of showed us that there's more racism than the human mind thinks. So it was pretty cool.
The Underground Railroad, and it was amazing. Like, I loved it. It was super cool.
The fact that we were out in the woods at night.
Not just reading it or looking at pictures from it, like I actually got to do it. I got to like basically live it, and it was different for me, and it was like so fun.
Gunshots, there was chains rattling. Sometimes we had to move on our own.
Anybody that can have that opportunity should take it because it's something that it's like once in a lifetime that you can't get ever again.
We had to write our biggest fears on pieces of planks of wood and then break them in half in front of the whole class.
I was really surprised at how many people said it and like read their board instead of just setting it down and breaking it.
That got me very uncomfortable because I don't like to express my fears.
It's more meaningful if you're saying this is the fear that I'm breaking and this is what I'm gonna do.
A lot of people were crying. It was a good experience.
The strange fruits, it was pictures of people being hanged.
Dare to Be Real group, we actually facilitate a conversation with students that aren't in our school. We go to different classrooms. We have different classrooms sign up to come to the media center, and we just talk about different things that we talked about in Dare to Be Real and let the students actually use their voices.
Speaking my whole truth is a big challenge that I've had.
Talking to other people about me and who I am.
It was slightly uncomfortable because I'm not used to having attention on me and sharing like deep personal stories.
I think that's mostly one of the challenges that I face is the reaction from my friends.
When I start to explain it, they just shut it down.
People they didn't know, they didn't really believe what I was telling them because it was shocking, you know?
Sometimes it's easy to be unaware.
I'm one of those students, I'm shy, I'm quiet. And when it came to history class talking about African Americans, slavery, I will be the one student that everybody turns around and looks to.
Being biracial and being the only biracial students in there besides one other girl.
From the start, we're told to push down feelings about race and be colorblind, but that's not a realistic thing to do.
We just did this article thing in social studies that talks about like people my age to like 22. Like they did this test where they know race and they understand it, but they don't want to do nothing about it, and that's not okay.
When we were younger, we would do little things like we would study Martin Luther King Jr. and his civil rights acts and stuff like that, but we never actually had a class where we would actually go deep into studying racism.
It gets more into depth on things that you wouldn't really talk about in school and in other classes.
It's not that boring history class of, oh, this happened that so ago and this is what happened. It's like, this is what's going on now. This is us and our future.
All of a sudden it's bigger than talking about race. It's talking about who we are as people, and it's showing how we can fight for what we believe in.
I think the biggest takeaway is seeing things in a different perspective.
Be ready to step outside your comfort zone because there will be moments, and just let them be those moments and grow from them.
It's not just something that I want to have just an experience just in 8th grade or just in 7th grade. It's like a process.
We need to get these conversations going because this should have been done yesterday.
Thanks to Dare to Be Real, I want to work on helping others become friends with people different from them.
I'm the type of person that I know is wrong from right, but I won't speak out of it all the time. And Dare to Be Real just makes me want to help out everybody that I can see and I can help out with.
Instead of taking foods class, take this class. It's more education, more knowledge.
You don't need to have all the tools coming in. You will learn the tools.
Not everybody in here is the same ethnicity, and we're all different. So then I think everybody's differences help me notice that, mine is important too, and I should let people know about how I feel about race.
It's not many black children here, so I want Dare to Be Real to help me feel part of the school and not be excluded.
What I never would have done before this group is if I saw something involving racism going on, I would never feel comfortable enough to be like, hey, you need to knock that off. That is not okay to do, because I wouldn't feel educated on the topic enough. Maybe I'd be like, oh, they're just joking. It's not a big deal.
It helped me speak out more and for me to feel safe.
We actually go to the teacher meetings and tell them what we do in Dare to Be Real and give them advice on how to approach students. And I actually seen teachers actually take our advice and use it in their classrooms.
And I think it's just my understanding and hopefully my sensitivity to my students will just get deeper and deeper and deeper. The more that I'm open and willing to be a part of these talks.
You're going to be listened to and you're going to be heard. Trust me.
I can go and change things. Maybe one person at a time or maybe a group at a time. But I feel like I can change.